Vertical Roots Canada, and we've been around since September 2020. We launched our first prototype farm in a little town called Tofield, Alberta.
Vertical farming is a major piece to solving local food security. Like, we can grow all your greens, your herbs, fruiting crops, tomatoes, cucumbers. Like, we can cover your salads really at the end of the day, right? And what people don't understand is when that stuff gets on a truck, after 24 hours, it loses like 40% of its nutrient value. So then it sits in a freezer, then it sits on another truck. By the time you're getting it, it's really just a psychological food. You're eating it thinking you're eating healthy, but you're not. So having it local and clean is a huge part to the solving the food security. So I heard of Aelius and met Ryan over the phone actually, because he had sent me some 20-watt lights. They showed up at my door one day, and I asked at the time my manager, did you order lights? And asked, did you order lights, Becky? And no, and I know I didn't.
I think it was more of an annoyance. We're like, whose lights are these and why do we
I
have
said, like,
them?
what a waste of money. Like, who just sends lights to people? Anyways, it's interesting because we're in the marketing world for so many years. I thought, as I clued in, I called Ryan. I'm like, this guy's a genius, because now I'm phoning him and it's a not abrupt or it's not an aggressive marketing pitch, right? So we carried conversations for 3 or 4 months, and I talked to him about my struggles with the lights that I could get my hands on, the supply chain, functionality, spectrum, and he's like, oh, we can help you with that, and then it evolved from there. Yeah, I mean, the advantage is I know what's in the lights, right? Because you can get told what's in the lights, but you never know. The big advantage for me, well, there's 2 big advantages. One, the spectrum. They designed it specifically to what we needed, which was the right mixtures, but the far red. But also the cord itself has the power and the daisy chain dimming built all in, so it's a one click. When you're building a farm with 500, 600 lights, and it's a single click to install, it, believe it or not, saves an enormous amount of money on the front end. But having the ability to work directly with the guys who make the light and guarantee the light, I've never found that in my 4 years of trying lights and working with companies. So I really like the idea that I could just email Ryan today and be like, hey, we want to develop this light with this spectrum, and I would be done.
The other thing that kind of sets everything apart is that we're growing multiple crops in this farm.
Right.
So spinach, herbs, Swiss chard, kale, greens, and romaines. Like, we're growing multiple crops with this one light, which is pretty unique and sets us apart. And that's all because we were able to do some customization with Aelius, and they were always available, quick to respond, and their team was more than happy to get us into more of a custom light, and it's now rolled out into all 3 of the farms that Vertical Roots Canada has now. The team at Aelius are people who believe in you. Like, we're not just a number, we're not just a PO number. Like, we're literally Mike and Becky from Vertical Roots Canada, and the moment we need anything, I know that we'll have service right away. If we had an emergency, I have no doubt that we would have their team would be there for us. And I don't think you'll ever find a lighting company with passionate owners like this. We've never experienced it. And so, yeah, huge shout out to Ryan and the team, because we wouldn't be here without them.
Last thing I'll say is, if you're ever interested in something like this, reach out to us. We'd love to have a chat, see what we can do together.